Chance Bobeff, Nashville, Tennessee.
Richard Bowen, Rogers, Arkansas.
Jesse Broadwater, Allenton, Florida.
Justin Carter, Huntington, Utah.
Chris Eggers from Greenup, Illinois.
Braden Gallatin, Hudson, Massachusetts.
Joseph Goza, Henniger, Alabama.
Stephen Hansen, Denmark.
Lewis Holmes III, Adams, Wisconsin.
David Hauser, Creekside, Pennsylvania.
Todd Lambright, Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Jacob Marlow, Florida.
Dan McCarthy, Wisconsin. Levi Morgan, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Tate Morgan, Billings, Montana.
Randy Morocco, Columbiana, Ohio.
Sergio Pagni from Italy. Christopher Perkins, Ontario, Canada.
Paul Tedford, Great Falls, Montana.
Real Wild from Pocatello, Idaho.
All right, everybody, it's Greg Poole with Bowjunky Media. We're at the 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals. This is the one. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. We're here with Elite Pro Staff Manager Darren Christianberry. And so apparently all of the men's pros made the shoot down except for, or the shoot off except for me and Darren.
You're right.
So we have a record 25 participants in the men's shoot down here. Holy moly. It was just a couple years ago, there was like 7.
It was just a few years ago there'd be 3 with 118.
Right.
You know, now
Right.
it's 25 with 120s. It's sickening.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, look, there's a couple new faces out here, no doubt. But let's talk about Joseph Goza.
Yeah, you know, Joseph's won everything there is to win on a 3D course as a professional finger shooter. Then he transitioned into a PMR, you know, whatever the open class is in the ASA,
Right.
men's open pro. There you go. But yeah, Joseph's he's got game. And
Absolutely.
he doesn't really practice indoors, but man, he can execute.
Absolutely, and that's something he talked about with me in our interview yesterday. Is he says, I don't want to just be known as a great 3D archer. I want to be known as a great archer.
Yes.
Which is ironic because I can remember back in my days when I first started coming onto the ASA scene for work. I was sponsoring him with stabilizers, and he told me back then. This is what, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just a 3D archer. I don't worry about spots. I don't worry about indoors. I don't care nothing about it.
Yeah.
Now here we fast forward nearly a decade.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be known as a great archer, and that is the maturation of this sport.
Yeah.
And that's where the sport has went.
Yeah, and it's good, a good mentality for Joseph too, because Joseph's one of the few people in the world, in the country, that does nothing but shoot archery for a living.
Right.
So if he can polish his indoor game, he's dangerous.
Scary.
Yeah, dangerous.
Absolutely scary.
And financially set too. You know, you
Yes.
come in here and make some podiums. It's it helps pay the bills.
Matt Stutzman giving me the grrr face. Matt has completely changed his entire body. He has lost like 65 pounds.
Yes.
He is lean and mean. Said his hip problems went away. He has absolutely been ready to roll. We look at, of course, Sergio Pagni, the Sultan of Smooth, shooting that 72-inch stabilizer with 18 ounces out front. It's not even very stiff.
It's
I
really
mean,
good to see. I mean, you'll see all kinds of different forms, but it's good to see a really good mix of manufacturers out here too.
Every single one.
Prime, Hoyt, Matthews, Elite, Bowtech. There's everybody out here. PSE. So it's really, really good to see such a good diversity of.
Is that an Oneida down there? No, okay, just checking. It wouldn't surprise me right now.
Yeah. Something I just thought of too, Greg. We didn't talk about it earlier when the women were shooting. Tanya Jensen.
Yes.
595 with 119 X's this weekend. When they switched targets yesterday halfway through, she shot the wrong target and shot an X. So she got a 0, which put her points at 595, but she never missed an X the whole weekend, and unfortunately.
Holy cow.
So I bragged on her today. I told her fantastic shooting, unfortunate mistake, but man, what a great round she shot this weekend.
I got to point something out real quick. Look at Rio Wild. Rio, because there's so many people down here, they are outside. He's down by the mezzanine that goes through the middle of the building. Look at his face when he comes to full draw. It's dark.
Yeah.
His face.
He's lit up on the left and
See
dark
right
as
there?
can be on his
so
aiming eye.
That's gonna change your peep size.
Yeah.
That's gonna change how you line up right there. Now obviously he's done this a billion times and won this event and yada yada. But that's just not what a shooter wants to come in here.
They do it alphabetical,
Right.
Chance is all the way at number 1, and of course Wild starts with W, so he's closest to us here. And,
right.
I was really surprised they turned off as many lights. I don't know if he's struggling with that or not.
Yeah.
He really bears down here when he starts aiming. You can see him squint just right there. Squints a little bit. He's really focusing.
Absolutely.
Boom.
And it might not affect him at all. I just happened to glance over there and see it, and I was like, side of his face looks kind of dark over there.
Well, then Tedford, he's shooting left-handed. It's probably perfect for him.
Exactly. Matt Stutzman doesn't wear a hat, so
I know.
He's fine.
And
for those of you watching, yes, that's Matt Stutzman. He is shooting with his feet because he is
he's the armless archer.
He's the armless archer. He is without arms. And
after he cleaned it yesterday, I went up and jabbed him a little bit and congratulated him. And Matt and I have always made jokes over the years, and he's such a great guy.
Oh, he is.
And I told him it's not fair. I was like, Matt, you get to sit down, you get to use your feet. It's not fair. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, he absolutely has. This is not even his first shoot-off at this event either. He was in this event, I think, the first time he came here, 2014. I do see that he's transitioned away from. He was shooting a hinge with a fancy thing on there, but he ain't moving very much there, is he? So this is the first practice round, by the way, everybody. So, but Matt Stutzman came in in 2014 and made a good show.
Yeah.
And here he is this many years later and doing the thing there. Matt gives us the wave on the way by. He absolutely is, and obviously he's also called the inspirational archer, but he absolutely is an inspiration in that he doesn't. If you ever talk to him, he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's liable to crack a joke before you are.
He does. Oh, yeah, he's got the best attitude, and I mean, to watch what he does. I mean, it's ridiculous. He sits down in that chair. Loads everything with these feet, triggers the release with these cheek. It's just, he's a phenomenal person, human being, and archer.
Absolutely. So let's transition over here to a couple of 3D, like King Kong versus Godzilla guys. We're talking about Levi Morgan, Dan McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
Dan is a beast. Levi is, Levi. And so at any given moment, one of those guys can figure it out. And now, folks, we're talking indoors here. Don't send me messages about each of them hitting 14s when it matters. We're talking about indoors here. And so either of those guys get this indoor thing figured out and get her rolling, they're dangerous.
You just don't luck into 120 X's.
No.
These guys shoot perfect shots. They aim as good as anybody on the planet. And that's why they're good at 3D, but they're also phenomenal indoor shooters.
Absolutely. So here we go, folks. This is the first scoring in the men's pro. 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals. This weekend coverage brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. I just can't sleep on Jacob Marlow either.
No.
You just can't. I mean, he does things, even though he says he hates it, he just comes out. I mean, hates it's a relative term, folks. This is extremely stressful, so
yes.
Jacob makes light of it.
Yes.
But that kid can pound.
He's talented. He's young, and he takes it. He's got a great attitude, and, man, I couldn't be more proud of that kid watching him excel at this game.
Absolutely. And of course, here's one thing in all my conversations leading up to this, Sir Jesse Broadwater has never won this event.
I would have lost a bet if you would have told me, hey, I'll bet you $1,000 or whatever the scenario be, but I would have never dreamed that Jesse has never won this tournament.
Yep, he's finished second a good bunch of times. But every year we always talk about it, and Jesse's like, yeah, the monkey on my back, blah, 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 blah. Well, this year I intentionally just never brought it up.
Right.
He never brought it up. I never brought it up. I never heard anybody bring it up. And so I'm curious. Of course, he has that in the back of his mind because who wouldn't?
Right.
But without anybody else that I saw bringing up the fact that he's never won this event. He's won every other event there is to win.
This isn't a good year to go into the shoe-off and go, yep, this one's mine. There's 25 guys out there, you know.
Absolutely. Look at Chris Perkins aiming. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, Chris, he pounds the middle out of the target. It is crazy. And then, you know, another guy out there that's really a sleeper, Chris Eggers from Illinois.
Where has he been?
He said he had some health issues, you know.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Lost a lot of weight. He's been doing some bow fishing, and then all of a sudden picks up a bow again. Guess what? 120 X's.
Right. I can remember when he used to shoot that marten that weighed like 13 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chris absolutely getting it. Now, if you look at Eggers down there, of course, he's just shaking his head there as I speak, but I don't want to label him a command shooter, but he makes it happen.
Oh, okay. I hadn't watched him shoot arrows for a long time, but I know he if he shot a 120, he's got some game.
Shooting a PSE right now.
Mm-hmm. He's shooting a long front stabilizer.
Yes, heavy as all get out. Look at the weight on the back of that thing. I'll bet each one of those are like 8. As a matter of fact, I think they are.
There's similarities in the visual setups, but the personal preference and weight distribution is crazy amongst these guys.
And I'll tell you what, that guy right there is one of my favorite guys to watch under pressure because he doesn't look very pleased right there.
He hits him when he has to.
Yeah. Well, he's looking not super stoked right there.
I think
but
he touched the line, but we don't have to worry about that yet.
Yeah,
so.
but Danny's game face, in my opinion, is one of the best. Danny absolutely has he's the nicest guy around, but he has that mean mug look when he's shooting, and I like that.
We need something to where we can hear what these guys are thinking while they're full draw. I don't know if they're thinking about puppies and rainbows or if they're thinking about their shot process. I really want to know what they're thinking about.
Absolutely. So as you can see right there, of course, McCarthy did touch that line. It's clearly in at 1 o'clock, but folks are going to have to bear with us here. This process of calling all these arrows with 3 judges with 25 guys is going to take a minute.
Yeah, okay, you asked me in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
I said we'd lose 1. Do we lose any in the first round of scoring here on the 5 spot?
Yeah, I'm going to say we lose 3.
That was my guess. That was my guess earlier when Logan and Rio and I were talking about would anybody drop out on the first end of scoring. I said 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 3 will. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be any of your usual suspects. I will be curious to ask Rio after the fact if being at the edge of this mezzanine in that shade. Of course, I'm not going to ask him now, of course, but
right.
So
we may not lose anybody.
25s so far. Chance, Bowardwell, Bowen, and Broadwater. Kind of nice having this in alphabetical order. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for me to screw it up.
Carter, 24.
There's one.
There's one.
Justin
Carter.
Carter is out.
Deaton, 25.
Bridger Deaton stays in it with a 25. Everybody going down to give their appreciation and condolences to Mr. Carter. Levi Morgan. Well, Levi being relaxed is probably not a good thing for the field.
Not, no.
Normally, he says he's shaking in his boots here at Indoors.
What's not good for archery is Levi said he's been practicing. He's practicing his butt off.
Right.
So Levi's not really been a big practice shooter, and he's had one of the greatest careers you could ever ask for.
Right.
If he's practicing now, that could be. I don't know if I should even go to any more tournaments. You know.
Absolutely. Well, and Gillantine with a 25, and and that's one of the other things. I mean, look at Levi. He self-described. He got himself a little junky, and changed his complete body and. In his own words, Goza moves on with a 25, and he actually said he got a little too skinny. So this year he's kind of bulked back up, and he's looking like a full-grown man these days.
Pretty handsome fella.
Yeah, 25 for Stefan Hansen. That surprises nobody. This is this is one of those things where all of Holmes with a 25. None of these guys have ever been in a shoot-off with this many people.
No, this is ridiculous.
No one's ever been in a shoot-off with this many people, so it almost, Hauser with a 25. It almost changes the dynamic where it's like Louis Holmes said to me at the end of the day, he goes, well, now we get to shoot a whole nother tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And it's hard telling how many ends this will go.
Lambright with a 25.
We will lose people next end, though. If we don't lose any more today, or this round, we will lose more next end.
Guarantee. There's Marlow moves on with a 25.
And that's not, I'm not being negative. That's just the reality of touching lines.
No, absolutely. And, look, that McCarthy with a 25. That's one thing about archery that, we've been fortunate enough, you and I and some of the other folks that do this commentary, is at first when you'd be like, oh, Levi with a 20, or Tate with a 25, or Levi, whichever one's first. Levi, alphabetical, is, there's a difference between, right, Bruce corrects Tate with a 25 as well, is that, look, we're not saying that they suck and we can do it better. We're simply just analyzing and commentating this like every other sport would do. Yeah. Nobody sends Marv Albert messages when he says something about Michael Jordan.
No.
And so that's basically what it is here. And we've been lucky with the growth of Bowjunky and your assistance. And Panye with a 25, the one and only Lucky Dog winner in Vegas.
The Sultan of Smooth, as he's known as.
And so, we're just out here, calling it like it is. It has nothing to do with
no, I'm a fan.
Is all. There we go. So Mark Passmore is out.
Oh, Mark.
Good run for him. Good to
sure.
see him get into that mix right there. Chris Perkins with a 25. We may have overestimated with our 3.
Yeah, maybe just a hair. I tell you what, Jesse Starks right there. They just announced his 25. That kid's been shooting lights out the past couple months.
That's great. Well, I can tell you what. Yeah, Matt Stutzman's not afraid at all. He, I can remember back in 2014 when he made the shoot off. Paul Tedford's still in it, and he was the last one up there, and he had an arrow to go. He had about a minute, and he loads his arrow. Before he draws, he goes, "Give me a break, folks. I'm doing this with no arms."
Right.
And literally, you could see half the jaws fall open, and the other's just laughing. So there's real wild. So we've lost 2 competitors that first end, Justin Carter and Mark Passmore. So let's go to the Psc Leaderboard and see where we stand. All right, here we go, everybody. This is the first Inside Out scoring in the men's pro here at the 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals. Here with Elite Pro Staff Manager Darren Christianberry. We lost 2 in the regular scoring, and I would imagine now with the Inside Out, we're probably going to, what do you think, half the field?
It wouldn't surprise me. I hope not, because I kind of want to see this go for a while, but it really wouldn't surprise me to see it cut down to 10 or 12 guys right here.
Absolutely, and that's just, and I call it popping balloons.
Yeah.
But when you shoot these targets with skinny arrows and you hit where it's not super hard, it sounds like you popped a balloon as it pokes out the back.
Yeah, if this goes very far, these guys will be bearing up to their fletching in no time.
Oh yeah, well they'll absolutely, with X10s, you'd absolutely have to move your target every end.
Little lasers.
Right, absolutely. Hard to tell, but
you can almost watch the body language and tell who's in and who's out.
Like one of the Morgans shot 2 arrows into the same spot. Or is that just me?
No, it's just a.
Is it?
It's just yeah.
Oh, that's the other arrow sticking all the way out. Okay. I was like, what? Give me a break, folks. I'm blind.
Yeah, no, man.
I'll be 48 this month, so closing in on that senior division.
I see a lot of arrows on the line.
Right. It's going to, this is going to do it. Now, what would the odds be of this being like the lucky dog where we were all set up, we were all ready to go, and they're like, and your winner is.
Yeah, it could happen. It really could. It really could.
No doubt about it. This is
boom.
Woof. That's a little squishy right there.
Jacob Marlow with authority, and
right.
that one was.
Exactly. He pulled extra hard for the extra middle right there. No, this is great to see the spattering. I can remember years and years where there was two colors up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally red and black and gold.
Now it's the panoramic view up there, every color in the rainbow, and then some.
Exactly.
And it's good. It's good for the sport to have that much diversity up
no
there.
doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt. Stefan Hansen there actually had went to is shooting his 4-finger hinge for this. So this is going to be one of those times where you got to put up or shut up right here, and the inside-out scoring definitely gets it.
Rio's taking a deep breath, and he's got 2 arrows to go yet, but his first 3 look solid.
Yep. This is things are getting hot here. Stefan Hansen still at full draw.
This makes my stomach twirl.
Oh, I'm telling you, I got.
I'm an archery fan, so I get into
butterflies.
This stuff.
One thing of, and this is a USA Archery FIDA thing. Levi Morgan is done, but he actually stayed on the line. He went to leave and then stayed on the line in front of Dan, simply as a
little line etiquette.
Well, it is, and
good sportsmanship.
And a lot of people don't understand it, but in FIDA, you can't stay on the line.
Yeah, you bail off there as soon as you're done.
You have to. It's a rule.
Full draw or not, you just get out of the way.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily think is super kosher, but it's just one of those things. So I guarantee you, we got 23 guys up here that are pretty anxious right now. So we're gonna get on down here. I don't really see anybody. Don't see too many people walking with their heads down at all. So Matt Stutzman giving us the eeky face as he goes by.
A little stress in his dress there.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see what we end up with here.
Well, there's definitely more than 1 5 inside out there right now.
I know of 2 for sure. We'll see if there's 10.
So Chance Bobeth with a 24.
Wow.
That's unfortunately that's probably going to put an end to Chance Bobeth's
for
day.
Sure.
Bordwell,
24 for
Glenn.
Bordwell. So our first 2 guys are out. That's not a good sign.
That's going to trim the field quick.
Absolutely. I'm pretty impressed. The whole 3-judge scoring thing's going pretty dang quick.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
No.
I literally wanted to order in some takeout and figured we'd be here for a while.
I thought it would be much slower. They're actually getting through it pretty quick.
Of course, we say that, but there has been instances here where guys have went 10 ends of inside-out scoring.
25
Richard Bowen
for Richard.
moves on. Good for Richard. He's been coming on strong this year.
Yeah, made the shoot off at Vegas.
Yes, and he's a good guy, too. He generally appreciates being here. Jesse Broadwater moves on.
I'm forgetting to talk. I'm watching what's going on.
Well, I was just going to say, I can literally feel Richard Eaton's out. I can literally feel the tension rising.
I know.
That's weird. I mean, with 25 guys out there, you just don't feel it. I felt more tension at the start of the seniors and the women's because there was only 2. I was like,
yeah, for
and
sure.
And the one wasn't even for first. You come out here with 25 guys and you're like, there's Edgar's is out. I mean, that's the dynamic of it. With so many people out there, it kind of changes your mentality about it when the reality of it is, oh, no, it's just as serious.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Braden Gillentine eliminated.
Wow, some heavy hitters are touching the line,
yes,
but I mean, like we said earlier, everybody out there could touch the line. This is not easy to do.
That is a fact. Curious to see what Joseph goes. I'd like to see Joseph goes and make it through one end to inside out just for fun.
I think he's still shooting big arrows.
He is. That's what he said. He said, I'm riding what I brought. Here we go. They're conferring right now. taking a little bit extra time on this one. They're looking at looking pretty
He must
close
have
at
a
one
close
of those
one.
arrows. Yes, absolutely. Joseph's pacing in the back. You don't see that a whole lot. Oh, Joseph
24.
goes as eliminated.
What a great weekend, though, for Joseph.
Great run for Joseph. I am super proud of him. I mean, the career he's had from dominating the fingers to transitioning over. So we got a little development right down there where Stefan Hansen actually passed through the target. So obviously there is rules for that.
Yeah. What are they doing? A shoot off?
Louis Holmes is eliminated.
So they have to push Stefan's arrow back through to score it, or will he have to shoot it over?
I don't know. We're going to have to see, but they will pass on scoring that target right now, and they'll get everybody else scored and come back. Yes.
That's what we're thinking.
Okay. We aren't sure if he shot it or if it passed through.
Hauser, 23.
David Hauser's eliminated. Good run by David. David's a solid shooter. He made the Vegas shoot-off last year, and overall good kid.
It's so disheartening, though, for these guys, too, to shoot that 120. And I know everybody's stressed, or a lot of guys get stressed over doing the 120.
Lambright, 23.
And just because you shoot the 120, there is no guarantee you can win this tournament because of what we're seeing right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you what's probably the worst. Marlow, 25. I can tell you probably the worst thing out here right now is when you get eliminated, you got like 23 hands to shake.
Exactly.
Just listening to the guys out here. Oh, Dan McCarthy's out. So just looking at the mood with these guys, with Marlow and some, the mood is light.
It seems, yeah.
I guarantee you the next end when it's cut in half, it probably won't be so light.
Probably not. More serious, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, these guys are keeping it pretty light. So this is gonna start to add to the tension right here. They're looking pretty close down there.
Target here.
Levi Morgan, 22.
Oh, Levi Morgan with a 22. He's probably not going to be super stoked with that exit.
No, he's not.
He must have cracked a joke. Everybody started laughing.
They're still pretty lighthearted out there, and that's good.
Danny McCarthy's laughing with them, and Levi, of course. Tate
24
Morgan's out.
for Tate.
Well, it's over half the field.
Yeah. Yeah, right now we have 4 guys still in.
Right. And it looks to me like there's going to be. He didn't?
No, Ruben just commented on the feed and said he didn't. All 4 of us on the feed are up here.
Bordwell, 23. Excuse me. Who?
Was that Morocco?
Yeah, it must be Morocco.
Randy.
So we were just informed by Paige Gore on the live feed that they're saying Stefan Hansen didn't shoot his 5th arrow, but Panye,
Sergio,
in it. I can't see Stefan Hansen not getting off his 5th arrow.
No, I don't understand what happened there. And I was watching everybody else hit their targets and didn't realize there wasn't an arrow.
And
there.
they didn't call his target.
They
so
did not
he
call his
had to
target.
have shot. He had to have shot.
Had to. I think it passed through.
Chris Perkins is out. They are, well, they're dropping like flies, but it's understandable. I mean, you go to inside out, that's what it is.
Starks, 25.
Boom.
Jeremiah Starks stays in the hunt.
Mr. Jesse Starks.
I'm telling you. Here we go with Matt Stutzman. Hard to see past the judges right there, but
Stutzman, 21.
Matt Stutzman with a 21.
Matt's still happy.
Oh yeah, Matt's giving a hooting and a hollering. Matt's a good character. We need more folks like him in the sport.
For sure, he's got such a great attitude.
He does. He does. And for those of you wondering, we have Matt Stutzman mic'd up. We have Jesse Broadwater mic'd up. Paul Tedford's out with a 24. So we have Jesse, Chris Perkins, Wild with a 25.
Rio is still in.
Rio is still in. So yeah, folks, we had Jesse Broadwater, Chris Perkins, and Matt Stutzman wired up. Obviously, I'll be curious to hear what some of the conversations are there, but one of our mic'd up guys is still in it, and that's Jesse, the Freak Show Broadwater.
So we've got 6 guys in for sure, and we're not really sure what happened with Hansen yet. They're back at his target now.
They are back at his target now. Now, if they can see the knock, then of course they can call it. Now, I don't know if they're going to push it back. I don't know what the rule is here, but because it's on his own bail, I was like, how are they pulling the rest of the arrows? But they're not on his bail.
Right.
So
I think if it's in the qualification round or your 2 rounds and it passes through, I think you have to shoot it over, don't you?
Well, we're going to find
or
out
do
here.
they? I don't know what the rule is there.
We're going to.
They're pushing on something. There it comes.
There it comes, right through the dead center.
24.
Stefan
so he had
Hansen
one touch
shoots
also.
a 24. So Stefan Hansen is eliminated despite that one going through the target. The one that went through was, of course, and as you can see there on the target on the screen now, it looks like his center or bottom right had touched the line. So let's go check out the leaderboard, which is going to be significantly smaller now. All right, Darren, we're back. It's another end of inside-out scoring. We had quite the cut right there, as you can see from the Psc leaderboard. Remaining, we have Richard Bowen, Jesse Broadwater, Jacob Marlow, Sergio Pani, the lucky dog, Jeremiah Starks, and Rio Wild.
We started with 25 guys. We lost 2 in the first end of regulation scoring, and we lost 17.
Yes,
right there.
Absolutely. I'm a little surprised that they didn't put them all back to the middle. And look at Jesse Broadwater back to the 2-finger pick back from the day.
Jesse's still shooting. Well, did he shoot 27s to qualify, or did he shoot 23s?
23s all weekend.
All weekend. So
and he's still rolling them. He didn't even switch to X10s.
If I aimed like him, it wouldn't matter what you shot. Well, he shoots so good.
Well, it's just funny to see him shooting the old. I mean, obviously he had to cut down that fulcrum.
Right.
But he's shooting the true ball fulcrum flex with 2 fingers, and that shot didn't look He didn't look like.
I never could get enough leverage on a 2-finger. You know, Jesse, he says his alignment's really good with that, and I agree. The less fingers you have on the release, the better line you'll shoot. But I just don't get enough leverage on it. But it works. He can shoot anything. It works well for Jesse.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing about the 2-finger pick is you don't really need a whole bunch of leverage.
No.
It doesn't take much, and he runs them hot.
Yeah.
Jacob Marlow doesn't seem to be having too many problems.
Jacob is not wasting any time. He's going to put the pressure on everybody here.
Absolutely. See, he's got his hair growed back out.
Yeah.
So he's got the whole suave thing back in effect. So that is that's going to be good to see. We got about 2 minutes and 35 or so seconds left. Sergio Pani's got some good arrows down there.
Boom.
These guys,
with authority.
Yeah, he absolutely is doing the thing. So got Rio Wild down here on the end.
Rio's really taking his time and bearing down on the middle, it looks like.
He is. He actually let down right there. You don't see Rio do that a whole bunch.
He's got 2 minutes and 16 seconds left, and he's got 3 arrows still in his quiver.
Well, being the FIDA legend that Rio is, he could certainly get him on and get him going.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Rio's no stranger to pressure situations either.
So our only remaining Euro is Sergio Pani. So looks like Rio has a close one there in the middle for sure. Jesse Broadwater spotting his target pretty close. Yeah, Jesse's looking at his target pretty darn close down there. Jacob Marlow's not looking at nothing.
No, he's like mic drop.
Yeah, pretty much. He came out there and did what he had to do. Jesse doesn't look super thrilled down there. I'll be curious to see what happens.
Some good-looking targets out there right now.
Yeah. Rio's center target looks pretty darn close there.
I think he's good, though.
Yeah, that looks like it might be good. He that one's out.
Touching.
That one's touching the line. So this could be over right here, depending on well, hard to tell on Jacob Marlow's, but that is some incredible shooting right there.
We might be down to the podium.
Yes, we might actually be down to the podium. Looks like Jacob Marlow's got good arrows down there. Hard to tell what's going on with Jesse and Bowen down there. Jesse Broadwater definitely has one out. Jesse Broadwater looks like he has 2 out, but we're going to have to wait. Richard Bowen with a 25.
Good for him.
It might be down to 3 right here. Wow. Now I'm really feeling the tension, Darren.
Yeah, for sure.
It's down to single digits, and I'm feeling it, and I'm not even out there.
It's not getting any easier for these guys either.
No, not at all. But pretty clear down there that Jesse Broadwater's going to have a couple on the line, so that'll be the end of his day.
Broadwater, 24.
24
on the
so
line.
At least he has 1 on the line.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for Jesse the Freak Show Broadwater. And here we go with Jacob Marlow. I'm going to be curious to see now. Jesse Broadwater is running Donnie Thacker's Sweet Spot Pro. So we're actually going to be privy to his 25 for Jacob Marlow. We're actually going to be privy to Jesse's shot data.
His data.
So we will actually work to get that put into this edited content, or we just might make a whole another one. But we're actually going to be see how hard Jesse was pulling. 25 for the
Sultan
of
Smooth.
Panye. So we will actually be able to see what Jesse was, how he was shooting that shot.
That's
so
awesome. That's cool to see.
I'll be curious. I'll be curious.
Jesse Starks got 1 close. 24.
Jeremiah Starks with a 24. So
it
he's
looked like
out.
he had 1 close, but I couldn't tell if it was in or not.
Absolutely. This is we're getting down to it. I'm getting warm in the face.
I think we're down to the podium right now. We got 3 guys left, if I'm not mistaken.
24 for
Rio.
Rio Wild. So there we go, folks. We have pared them down some more. Let's head to the Psc Leaderboard and see how it shakes out. All right, Darren, here we go. We are down to our final 3 in the men's pro at the 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals here with Elite Pro Staff Manager Darren Christianberry. This has been quite the shoot-off. We started with 25, and now we're down to a normal number.
Yeah, we had a great recipe of mixture of shooters to start with from representing several brands, and look what we've got left. 1 Hoyt, 1 Elite, and 1 Matthews.
Absolutely. We got Richard Bowen, Jacob Marlow, and Sergio Panye. And as usual, Jacob Marlow wastes 0 time coming to full draw.
He's in a pretty good rhythm. I'd like to see him continue that, and that one is on the spider.
Absolutely. No, Jacob's not trying to fake the funk here. He's like, I got 4 minutes, but I don't want it all.
No.
Look at the end of Sergio Panye's stabilizer.
Yeah.
Thing is long as heck, not even stiff, and it's little bobble there, but
Just
it was
a little
holding.
bit of movement.
Absolutely. And for those of you wondering, Sergio Panye's shooting the old Spot Hog Cascade. The one where you drop back, push it on it and click, and then as you let off the handle, it goes off.
As you relax, it fires.
Yeah, don't see many of those around these days. But I know when they had got done making them there, he bought like 15.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, he did. Jacob Marlow with a loose one there.
Jacob didn't seem to like that third
No,
shot right there.
not
He's
at all.
looking at it hard.
That's the first time he pulled up his binoculars the whole time. Now he's clicking his sight, folks, but look, here's the thing. That's just a mental.
No doubt.
That's just a mental feel-good thing. He's been shooting inside-out X's and he misses one and clicks his sight. That's just.
You could almost tell in his body language that just wasn't a good fluid shot.
Right. Absolutely.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that one's on the spider. Right
I don't know
there.
where it hit, but I liked the reaction of the bow and his release hand.
Absolutely. Sergio Pani, of course, will not be swayed mentally. You know, he'll do what he got to do. Looks like he's got a little low in there for Sergio.
This might get real interesting here.
It might, absolutely. Jacob Marlow.
Jacob's got 4, I think, and
Looks
he's
like
off the line. These guys got more arrows to shoot.
Yeah, looks like Richard Bowen has one. His bottom left one might be close, so we could literally be going to another one.
Depends on what they do here. If I think Richard may have touched the line already, he's got 1 arrow to go. Sergio's touched the line. He's got 2 arrows to go. So, ooh.
That one's close.
Jacob's. I'm nervous for Jacob.
Right. Absolutely. I can imagine. I mean, he's been shooting incredibly well. He's becoming a great indoor shooter, which is good to see. So Sergio Pani, a little bit long on that shot there. I'll be curious to see what the judges have to say. Shouldn't take too entirely long here. Sergio with a little shake of the head right there. I don't think he looks happy about that.
No, I don't know that he's. I don't know that he's going to continue here. He may have touched the line a couple times.
I think it'd be good to go to one more end of inside out, if you ask me.
Yeah, one more would be good.
Just for fun. Or Jacob Marlow would just assume win it. I mean,
I'm sure
whatever.
I'd be happy with that too. I'm not rooting against Richard in any way, shape, or form, but it would really, really warm my heart to see Jacob win.
Richard Bowen with a 24, so he got all but one.
All but one.
Here we go, Jacob Marlow. He had the one that was definitely out, and the other one looked close, but I think it was in. But 24 for Marlow, so we're going to more.
We're going to more for sure.
Absolutely. Sergio Pani with a great run. Comes over here and only his second NFAA Indoor Nationals makes the podium.
Man, the guy's got some game.
He does. He absolutely does. And I'll tell you what, folks, shooting the kind of stabilizer setup he does is not for the faint of heart.
No.
I mean, you got, Slosher and Perkins and them guys shooting some, Paul Tedford shooting serious weight, but Sergio shoots like a 40-inch, 42-inch stabilizer with a lot of weight out there.
Yeah. He's been doing this for years. Been a lot of pressure situations. He's a Vegas champion. He's a serious archer.
Oh yeah, he's won outdoor World Cups back to back.
Yes.
I mean, he's.
A big round of applause to Sergio Pani, 3rd place with a 23.
So Sergio Pani is going to take 3rd place at the 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals. So let's go check out the Psc Leaderboard and see who we got standing. All right, Darren, here we go. I had to stand up because I'm like in full-blown fight mode here.
Yeah.
This is the 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals Men's Pro. We're down to the final 2 here with this weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. We're here with Elite Pro Staff Manager Darren Christianberry. We are down to Jacob Marlow and Richard Bowen, which is absolutely amazing after starting this off with 25 guys.
Yeah, it's down to 2, and these guys are putting them in the middle, and I'm nervous, I'm rooting for Jacob, I'm rooting for Richard, but it's we'll see how this all shakes out here shortly. Jacob looks like he's on a tear on this end right now.
He missed one that last end and didn't like it. I mean, he glassed it hard, stepped to the side, but you could tell he did not like it. So
you can watch the release hand and the bow hand and the reaction of the shot. That looked like a great shot from Richard there. Don't know where it hit, but it looked perfect.
Yeah, Jacob's on point, and he like shoots and almost doesn't even look.
Yeah, he knows. Deep
There's a huge breath right there. Got to get some oxygen back in there. As those of you out there wonder, the very first thing to run out of oxygen in the human body is the eyeballs.
That's right.
So when the eyeballs start burning, things get a little bit tight. Richard Bowen's bottom left one looks a little loose. Can't really tell from here, but I can tell from here that Jacob Marlow's don't look loose.
He's got one there. His bottom left arrow, I can't tell from here.
Richard Bowen touched the line right there. This might be it, folks. And Jacob lets down. He heard the oohs and the ahs. There he goes. Big, huge, deep breath. Look at her. Look at that. He looks over at Darren and gives him the big eyes and the smile. He's got the right attitude for this.
I know he's feeling it, but man, this kid, he's such a talented young man.
Absolutely.
Look
there
at
we
that
go.
guy.
That might be it right there.
He didn't waste any time there.
Nope, he gives the fist pump. So he actually, Jacob Marlow
might have won it.
He might have just won this right there. Looking that way. All the guys are coming over there to give him some love. And preliminarily, folks, it looks like Jacob Marlow is going to be your 2018 NFAA Indoor champion, but we're going to wait and see what the judges have to say. But with our eyeballs and whatnot over here, that looks like it's going to be the deal.
Good for him.
Side bottom over there with the side man hug. He's going to try. That's the fastest you'll ever see Jacob Marlow run right there, unless he's racing Mike Pollard.
Yeah, for sure. Forgot about that.
No, right?
Yeah, that went viral, I think.
It pretty much did, and if it didn't, it should have. So we're just waiting on our final approval here, but Jacob Marlow is your 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals champion. All right, so this is Greg Poole of Bowjunky Media. We're here with your 2018 NFAA Indoor Nationals champion in the men's pro division. How's that taste, Jacob?
I'm enjoying it right now. After this indoor season, I started Lancaster and Vegas with 2-4, so I really wanted to get a win in before, have to start again next year.
Absolutely. So we had historically been talking about your love of indoor archery, and it seems like since Lancaster's, you have kind of came out and made a statement, made the shoot-off in Vegas. Now you come here and win indoor nationals. So tell us what this does for your confidence moving forward. Even though you're done with indoors, this is a huge win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this gives me confidence for the full season. It's just been one thing I've been wanting to check off for the past year or two is to get an indoor. I've gotten my 3D wins out of the way, so my next goal was an indoor win. Now I just I have a couple more goals I want to chase and really want to get them over the next couple of years.
Absolutely. So as you move forward from this win, wanted to talk with you real quick. You looked over after you had missed one in the first to last stand, and then on the last one there, took a deep breath, looked over at Darren Christianberry and gave him the big smile in the eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. Darren's such a big, I love Darren to death. He's literally the best pro staff coordinator you could ever have in your life. He's always going to back you, and he's always good for that little confidence boost that you need at any time.
Absolutely. Congratulations, bud.
Oh, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm Jesse Broadwater.
And I'm Chelsea with the Pink Arrow Project.
Join together with us and other passionate archers from all around the globe
in the Taking Aim at Cancer Challenge 2018 to defeat cancer in my lifetime.